You know what I realized when I started aging is that material things aren't the ones that I remembered from my childhood. Actually, I don't have much of those, and maybe I only have like one or two Barbies, not much toys. I have hundreds of text cards, rubber bands, which we normally use to create a Chinese garter to play Chinese garter, and paper dolls that kept us entertained for hours. Those are the material things that I remembered very vividly when I was a kid. But as I think deeper, I think these material things aren't really the memories that really stands out. My father was actually not present when I was studying when I was a kid. Not because he doesn't care, but because he was busy making sure that we have food on the table. I don't actually get to see him during daylight because he was busy earning money so that we can have allowance for school. At night, he drinks alcoholic beverages before going to sleep. I don't know the others. I don't understand why back then. But now that I also carry responsibilities that I cannot share with other people, I understand why he needed alcohol to sleep soundly at night. I understood why he tried so hard. He carries an invisible weight that no one even noticed. When I was a child, I actually just noticed his absence. Now I understood that his absence became a big part of the life that I have now. Of course, my mom is present, but mere present. She's always in my grandma's kitchen. She's either cooking, washing dishes, or cleaning up after a meal. I watch her do this. I thought it was just a small help to a family member. But when I grew up, I realized it was a way of her for saying thank you for giving us a meal, for welcoming us into their home. She wasn't trying to be a maid. She was honoring the people who actually took care of us. Back then, she always gets mad. Now I understand the reason why. Imagine she only had 100 pesos in her pocket. She had four kids. They need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And sometimes they ask for snacks too, for meriendas. They also need allowance for school. Notebooks, pencils, bags, uniforms, shoes. I felt her pressure. The pressure to give everything they need, but she can't. I felt the pressure of trying to provide, but can't because she had less. As a child, I only remember the anger. But now, as an adult, I noticed the pressure and the stress, the pain, the guilt, and the sacrifices. Suddenly, it opened my eyes. The things that gets me mad or gets me upset as a child became the things that motivates me the most. Maybe that's what growing up means. You get to understand the pain, the guilt, the sacrifices that your parents had when you're growing up, when they try to give you the life that they wanted for you, but they just can't because they can't. Maybe it was full understanding that our parents didn't lack anything. They just have to sacrifice one to make room for many. Maybe it may not bear fruit at the exact moment, but it will grow at the right time. I realized that the very moment that the children will remember the most during their childhood aren't the toys, aren't the clothes, not the trip to Jollibee, but the ordinary days we spent that seemed so simple at that time. The father who came home tired, the mother who stretched every peso, the ordinary but feel so special meal on the table, the sacrifices that were hidden in everyday routines. Because as children, we only remember the moments, but as adults, we finally understand the love behind them. Thank your parents today for the sacrifices they have made for you.